And we heard from the people, and their stories were very clear. People were worried about the cost of everything being more expensive. They're saying that the rent's up, the mortgage is up, everything's more expensive, groceries are more expensive. And they were feeling that worry that what's going to happen next, that uncertainty for the future. They weren't hopeful for a new year. They were worried. And they're worried for their kids. They're worried about putting food on the table. And they felt a lot of worry and fear.
Light bulb.
At the same time, Justin Trudeau is having a meeting with his cabinet in Montreal, and he's talking about growing the middle class. Well, he's had almost 9 years in power, and instead of growing the middle class, things have gotten worse and worse. It's more expensive to buy groceries, more expensive to rent or to mortgage. Life has gotten harder. Salaries haven't kept up.
So after the April 1 pay raise, a backbencher along with collecting dust will collect a salary of about $202,000. A minister will take home just shy of $300,000. And the Prime Minister, well, Mr. Trudeau's annual salary will be about $405,000 smackers. Now, folks, that's only the beginning of it, because they're giving themselves a pay raise every single year. In fact, since the beginning of 2020, they've given themselves 5 pay raises. So pandemic happens, Canadian struggles, so many people in the private sector lost their job, took pay cuts, maybe even lost their small business. That didn't matter, didn't stop the pay raises they gave themselves. Today, so many families struggling with the price of hamburger meat, struggling with the rising mortgage payments. They don't seem to care. They're about to give themselves another pay raise. And one more issue here, folks. On the very same day that they stuff their wallets with bigger pay, they're reaching deeper into your wallets with a carbon tax and alcohol tax hike. Well, folks,
we've seen a lot of frustration, a lot of worry and anxiety, and we want to find ways to make that better. And what we know that people are worried about, cost of groceries, cost of rent, cost of housing, cost of mortgage. That cost of living question is the biggest question on people's mind. How do I just get by? For those folks, we want to make sure that we're using the power we have to make life better. How do we bring down the cost of rent, bring down the cost of groceries? That's our focus. He is out of touch. And that's why our strategic session is going to focus on how we can continue to make this parliament work for people. How do we deliver for people like we deliver dental care? How do we deliver housing that's affordable? How do we bring down people's rents? How do we focus on making sure people can afford their groceries? That's what our focus is. Unlike the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre, who want to cut the services that families need. They want to cut things like your pension. The Conservatives voted against a school lunch program. While Pierre Poilievre talks about how expensive groceries are, he wants to cut a school lunch program to feed kids and help their parents with the cost of food. That's who the Conservatives are. The Liberals and Justin Trudeau are out of touch. They don't know what people are going through, and they've had so many years to make things better and haven't. New Democrats are focused on making life more affordable, how we can fight for you and your families, not for the ultra-rich like the Liberals and Conservatives.
well, this is such insult to injury, because on the same day that members of parliament are going to take more out of your wallet, they're going to stuff more money into their own wallet. April 1 will be the 4th time that members of parliament have taken a pay raise since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. So these MPs don't need another raise, and they definitely do not deserve another raise when they make your life more expensive with tax hikes.
How do we fight for everyday families, for young people, for seniors to make their lives better? That's our focus, and that's what we focus on. That's what we'll be focusing on during our time here in Edmonton.